turn now.
Hey everybody, Section 325 podcast. We're ready to go. We're talking about murders in Kellogg and all kinds of stuff before the show. But
this is what happens when there's not a whole lot of sports going on. We end up talking about murders, conspiracy theories, presidential debates.
We've really gotten into it this morning.
We've been getting into it. Sean and I were so angry at each other. You could see our blood vessels popping out of our head.
I don't think we're angry at each other. We were just angry.
Yeah, we were. But what's going on?
Well, we're filming on a different day. Thanks for cooperating, everybody. 7-9 Media, of course, was cooperative. Zach, it's really hard to get Zach to do anything, let alone show up on
Sean had to call my agent and rearrange my schedule.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, your agent is very lovely.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, he has a high-pitched voice. I thought it was a girl.
No,
that's interesting.
That's what I want people to think.
And then also, Zach and I are drinking some bubbly waters over here, so we're going to have a burping contest throughout the show.
Thank you, LaCroix, for sponsoring.
LaCroix.
Anyway, what a U.S. Open.
What'd you think?
I thought it was a good.
Were you bummed? Our boy.
I was bummed, man. We were going. I was rooting
Ricky
for
Fowler.
Rick. I was rooting for Rick. I had money on Rick too.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I would have won $2,000, but yeah.
Instead,
it was a bummer, man. The one guy
$100?
Yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, I was pulling for Rick, but we were pulling for our boy. But it's cool to see Wyndham. Still a good outing for him. Still good for him.
You can never take away the best round ever at a U.S. Open.
Yeah,
what do you have, 61?
62, which I don't know if that'll ever be broken, just because that was such an easy course. Not saying it was easy all 4 rounds. That day it was a particularly easy course.
There's Chafing Bay.
Yeah, Chambers Bay.
Yeah.
So had you heard of Wyndham Clark before this?
No.
Sounds like a president.
Yeah, I was.
He's also the number 14 president in the United States.
I actually thought it was the name of the golf course.
Yeah,
they played at the old Wyndham Clark there in South Carolina.
Wyndham Trophies. Wyndham Trophies. It was cool to see him win. The whole story about his mom passing away when she was like 12.
Yeah, on Father's Day,
when he was 12.
Talked about his mom. I thought that was kind of.
And he seems like a cool guy. It's super cool to see him win, I guess. So I was rooting for Rick, but
it's always good to have new guys winning. Gives them more confidence to compete with some of the big names. And,
yeah.
I mean, half the golfers that are there, we didn't know who they were coming in, and now they've made a name for themselves. The other half were studs in college, came in, kind of had a name already. But
yeah. Did you watch any of it? Did you watch it? Nah.
I can't. I have to admit, I did not watch any of the U.S. Open. I did a lot of yard work this weekend.
Are you a Masters guy? Do you watch the Masters, or is it?
I watch the Masters for sure.
Yeah.
And then Sundays.
Unless there's a compelling storyline.
Sundays, if I'm not out on my boat, I'm watching golf.
Yeah. If I'm not watching golf, I'm out on my boat on Sundays.
Yeah, there you go. I played golf Friday and Sunday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where at?
Let's see, Liberty Lake and then Meadowood.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Are you playing this Friday? Did you invite me?
I asked you to play Thursday.
Okay. Are you playing Friday?
No.
I got one. I guess I already have one Friday. And I'm playing with Russell.
Russell Grove?
Yeah, and Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we don't have a fourth, but we didn't want to invite you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You didn't want
Octavian. He always invites me. He gets his schedule out beginning of the year. I know he's watching because he always watches the show.
Yeah.
So I always appreciate that.
Octavian invited me to one, but I think I was a fill-in late. Somebody might have canceled.
I've been going to all these, and I'm just surrounded by 49er fans. Last time I had all the 49er fan friends. So it's a lot to go through.
I mean, being a 49er fan is a lot like being a Cowboy fan. You know, you always have a good team. Always have the good team, but they never win.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Yeah, and so it'll be weird being in a scramble with somebody else that is better than me.
Russell.
It'll be weird being in a scramble with somebody that hits it farther than me.
Is it okay to have a guy who plays in the PGA Tour on a scramble team?
It's fine by me. It'll be interesting. It's fine by me.
Do you think you'll play better golfing next to Russell or worse?
I don't know. Probably a little worse.
Have you ever golfed with him other than
Yeah. I mean we played together. And we've played a couple occasional rounds, yeah.
Does he ever tell you that you would have a shot at the PGA if you worked on it a lot more?
Well, I think he's a pretty honest guy, so he's never told me that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's told me that I have a good swing and not, he's told me I have a good swing, so he's not sure why I'm hitting it so bad. So
oh, man.
He's also told me that I wear skinny pants. So
yeah. Lululemon?
No. None of that. Anyway, that brings us into our first question. We're going to kind of do some questions today.
Yeah.
Do some top 5, stuff like that. Make it interesting.
Top
we want to
5s.
hear your feedback too, because we just do. We won't read any of it.
Feedback is the best. We do read it. Come on. Some
we
of these
won't care about it.
You're really nice to the people who comment and be like, that's an idiot. Well, why would you say that? And you're like,
I have to say, I brought up Randy Moss, and I forgot that he had a couple dud years, one in Tennessee and with the Niners. So
you should let that guy have it back. Why would you be like,
he was right.
I
But he was
kind of
right. He was kind of right.
Just be like, hey, why don't you suck it, buddy? And
well, that's
keep
the
watching
difference
our
between
show
you and I.
See how else I mess up.
That's the difference between you and I. You go for it, and I don't know.
I've never had to apologize on the set.
I've never had to apologize for anything. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, this show's gonna be good. I can tell already.
But that brings us up to our first question, because we're talking about the U.S. Open pretty quick here.
I won't apologize.
And it
to
seemed
like
it sounds like you didn't watch it, but it seems like L.A. Country Club got a kind of a bad grade, and to make it worse, they were only able to give out 23,000 tickets. And 14,000 of them were hospitality, and then the members bought up a bunch of tickets just so that not that many people would come
and walk all over the.
And so it was a weird U.S. Open where there wasn't that many people there. There wasn't big crowds. So and even the players were complaining that they thought that was weird. So it was just kind of lame,
Were these people that hated the live players or?
No, I think they just.
That really.
I think if you put a golf tournament in Beverly Hills and you have a country club there, I mean, I think you just, you can buy 50, you can buy 400 tickets.
Do you wish you had so much money you didn't even care that the PGA were coming?
I don't know. I bet you there was a lot of people there that didn't even care. Yeah, but
that's really odd.
But we're gonna do a little.
Let's do this. Let's get right into it.
As much as you know about golf. Let's do the top 3 U.S. Open courses of all time.
Top 3 all time.
Top 3 being experience, test, and challenge too, like difficult stuff like that. So, you want to have a crack at it first, or?
Well, let's go. You want
to do it
start
together?
At 3 and go 2 to 1?
Okay. Are we doing it together, or are we doing a separate top 3?
Let's just do it. You tell me your top. What's your number 3?
Okay, number 3. Okay, I gotta check this out here. Let's see.
We gotta look at the list. Okay.
Can you go down a little bit, Aaron? Okay.
Yeah. I heard that Oakmont Country Club is a really nice course in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Great course. What was the course in 2011 or 2012? No, 2013. Marion. I'm still gonna probably say number 3 for me is gonna be. Let's say Pinehurst. That's where the Spencers come from.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pinehurst number 2.
Pinehurst. It's gonna be there next year. It's a really famous course. It's always produced a good U.S. Open.
Torrey Pines is always a good one.
Torrey Pines was I don't know if it's in the top 3 for me, but it's right there.
Well, I think we're both going to agree what the number 1 is.
Just because Torrey Pines, it's produced a lot of great tournaments. So you think of the year that Tiger won with a broken leg, and then Jon Rahm won out there in 21. It's produced a lot of good endings, but it doesn't have enough history. It hasn't been out there enough. So for me, it's going to be Pinehurst at 3. Do you agree with that, or do you? Meh.
I like Pinehurst at 2, and I like the Pennsylvania one.
Marion?
Not Marion. What was the one I just
Oakmont?
Oakmont, that one.
Oakmont.
Number 3. 2 would be Pinehurst.
I got Pinehurst at 3. probably going to say, oh, man. That's a really tough one.
It is. These are tough because we never got to play them, but just looking.
But just like when you know a U.S. Open's coming to a place, you look forward to it because you know it's going to be a good Open. Shinnecock Hills
What did you
is
just
a great
call me?
one. Shinnecock Hills. I don't know if it's number 2 though. I'm going to say Oakmont. Oakmont is number 2 for me.
Okay.
You go to a U.S. Open. I mean, and it's going to be at Oakmont. You know it's going to be a great
So we've just flip-flopped Pinehurst.
a great U.S. Open.
And Oakmont.
What's your number 1?
Pebble Beach.
Pebble, yeah.
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 Pebble Beach number 1.
It's just a great course. It's a great test. It's a great place. Great. I went to it.
Yeah,
in
you
2019.
played. You, your dad, and your brother.
I played it, and then I went to the U.S. Open there
Oh, wow.
too in 2019. So
Yeah, it's got to be number 1.
so that was pretty amazing. Yeah, I think that's probably. Yeah,
I've been to one
Pinehurst.
U.S. Open in my lifetime, which is the Chambers Bay one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like LACC was similar to Chambers Bay.
I thought the course looked ugly. It wasn't that green, but where
Yeah.
people were walking, it was awful mess.
Yeah, it produced a great tournament though.
There was so many people.
It was and it just was a great ending. You had all the best players in the world in it on the last 3 or 4 holes, and Jordan Spieth won. DJ missed that short putt, so.
I saw Tiger.
But they didn't love it. The guys didn't love it. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see if it ever comes back to. I think it's scheduled to come back to LACC, but it was kind of. I love to see big crowds, especially at the U.S. Open, because it's not as exclusive as the Masters. So when the U.S. Open's also exclusive, it's just kind of annoying.
You know, I had to go just so I could be in the same air as Tiger Woods, right? I never had an opportunity to watch Michael Jordan play.
Yeah.
I didn't go to my first NBA game until like 5 years ago.
Wow, LeBron.
And no, went to Sacramento Kings game against the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, nice.
So I got to see what's
Dirk?
That? Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki.
Nice.
He looked like he could barely move. Mm-hmm. Like he couldn't even bend his knees.
what people
anymore.
say about
He
me,
walked
too.
with straight legs.
That's what people say about me.
And it was the most straight leg Davis.
Yep.
It was the worst sporting event I've ever been to. They weren't even trying. There was no defense being played. It was pathetic.
It's not all that fun to go to a.
But I did go back the next year and I watched Golden State play after they had won the NBA championship. With Durant was on the team. And that was different. That was a competitive game, and actually Sacramento won the game.
Atmosphere was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's cool. That's
and,
cool. Yeah, what round did you go to of Chambers?
I went on Friday.
So did I. I was there.
Were you?
We probably passed each other.
Probably.
Yeah. I was watching Tiger that day. Were you there when he topped it into the bunker on 18?
No, I wasn't on 18
Because we were sitting on 18, and he was waiting. Tiger was par 5. Tiger was waiting for the green to clear, and he was 10 over. He was like having a horrible round, you know. Probably the rock bottom of his career was that year. And so he's waiting for the green to clear, and he gets up just like us, just like we would do, and he tops it like 130 yards, maybe 150 yards into this bunker that they call Hell's Bunker or something.
Oh.
The deepest bunker in Chambers Bay. And we're all in the stands, and we all start booing him. It was like this moment.
You booed Tiger?
Yeah, we booed. I just kind of did it because everyone was doing it, and everyone booed him. And then when we watched SportsCenter that night, they showed that, and they were saying they were mad at everybody for booing him. So anyway.
Yeah,
we booed Tiger. But then he came back and won the Masters. So
is that it?
That's it. Yeah, he went right into that. Yeah, he hit it right into that, topped it.
Oh man,
so
Tiger.
Anyway,
well, we'll have Tiger on the show to
we'll
kind
have
of
him
tell
on
us
some.
about that moment.
He'll clarify that.
Yeah.
He's scheduled to come on already. So we'll be able to ask all these questions too. You know, it'll be great.
Yeah.
So,
how was Devil's
favorite person? Sorry, no. Won't go there. Won't go there.
Hey, what is your favorite 24-hour dining place?
We all know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
We all know
Perkins?
the answer to that one. No, it's IHOP. I'm just kidding. No,
I'm
Perkins.
pretty sure it was
Perkins.
Perkins,
Yeah,
yeah.
Perkins.
Do we still have a Perkins?
No.
We don't have a Perkins.
No, Perkins went away. Tiger's going to have an issue. That's why he doesn't come out. That's why he doesn't come out here.
He probably bought the franchise and shut it down so nobody'd ever talk about what's Perkins.
He probably did. He probably did. He probably did. But anyway, when was the first? Here's a little trivia question before we move on. When was the first U.S. Open?
1934.
No, it's Francis Ouimet won in 1912.
Oh,
The greatest game ever played.
all right. I just took a guess.
And where?
U.S. Open, where probably New York somewhere.
Oh man, maybe it. No, it's. I want to say the first U.S. Open was like 1894.
Here it comes.
Oh, 1895.
1895.
I would have never in my life guessed Newport.
Rhode Island. I was close.
I never would have guessed Newport Golf Club.
I was in Rhode Island at the Newport Golf Club.
Great
Oh,
course.
look at
Why don't they
that.
bring it back there?
That looks a lot like your house.
It does. It's actually a carbon copy of that clubhouse, my house.
Yeah.
But
24 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms. Do you have one more bathroom than Russell Wilson has? That's crazy.
Yeah, I have, want to one up Russ.
Yeah. Do you have like a number one and a number two bathroom? Like one that you would just pee in and one that you might do some other business in?
Number 2 is always the most hidden away one, you know?
Yeah, you want some privacy.
Yeah, and I don't want to just walk out of the bathroom and
People are there.
people are there and they're like, what'd you just do?
you
know?
need some time to give you some time to air out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's number 9 for me. That's,
I walk from the east wing over to
that's
the
number
west
9,
wing
yeah.
of the home.
Yeah. So, anyway.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
So
that was great.
So U.S. Open, our top 3 courses.
Pinehurst, Oakmont, and Pebble Beach.
Okay. We want to hear your top 3 out there. If you're watching, tell us your top 3 courses that you think are the best, and tell us one place that you'd like to play at. Where's some place you'd love to play or see at U.S. Open?
Yeah.
That'd be
Where would you
awesome.
like to play at?
I've always wanted to play the one in South Carolina, Pinehurst.
Pinehurst,
Yeah.
North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That would be a
Yeah.
cool one.
Yeah,
Pebble was a good one for me.
Pebble. I'm scared of the wind, right? Because
Yeah.
there's so much wind coming off the ocean. I'm like, I'm going to pay that much money, go there, and it's hard enough to hit a golf ball anyway, let alone with wind coming off the
Yeah.
ocean.
There wasn't much wind when I played, but
Really?
there could have been. You just don't know.
Well,
you don't know
you're-
if it's going to be windy, you know? But
You probably didn't even notice it with your
yeah, I mean, with my strength and my
your
mental
ability.
fortitude, I didn't even notice
Yeah.
anything really. But
You're like, oh, you just hit it. It's blowing 20
yeah,
miles. an hour,
Pinehurst
hit
would be
5
cool.
yards to the left.
Pinehurst would be cool. Are we talking about U.S. Open courses we'd love to play? Oh, okay.
Well, it can be courses in general. Where
I
do
mean,
you
I want to go to Bandon Dunes.
Oh, you have.
I just want to have that experience, you know,
Yeah.
and go play
Oregon.
all the courses there.
I thought
And-
you did do that.
No. I'd love to go there for like 4 days, just play every day. It'd be a super fun trip. So, yeah.
But
that's
you're
the
not
goal.
going up to the Montana Club?
Wilderness Club?
Wilderness Club.
No, because my wife has a bachelorette party that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad. Well, anyway.
Yeah, wives can get in the way of golf once in a while.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later, Aaron.
Our golf can get in the way of wives.
No.
No, never.
Don't they realize that they would have, you know how they say happy life, happy wife? Like, let your guy go golfing and he'll give you a happy life.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Make sure he's happy.
That's true.
And the
That's
golf course can do that, even though it pisses you off sometimes.
true. Yeah.
You know, I've seen you mad.
Oh, yeah.
Remember on your birthday a couple years ago?
Gosh, I don't even.
Like me, Alex, and Cody, we all like parred the first 2 holes and you bogeyed. And you're like, I just don't have it today, guys.
Where was that at?
We were out of Circling Raven.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh.
yeah.
And then you literally
I wasn't
like
feeling well.
birdied the next 13 out of the whatever holes.
No,
Yeah, you finished under. You were like a 69 for the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, all right, let's move on to NFL.
Okay, so which one do you want to go with first? 'Cause we talked about a couple different lists.
I think we got to go running backs first.
Yeah, I think
You
you're
know.
right.
So top 5 running backs of all time.
All time top 5 running backs. Who do you have? Where are they at? We're gonna go through our lists, and we want some comments because
Yeah.
you know Zach's gonna say
We want some
something
comments.
silly.
We know that I'm going to put somebody probably stupid on there that everyone's going to comment about. So let it rip. Let it rip. Oh, is that
Potential spam
Gino?
calling in. Oh, it's Tiger.
Oh, you heard our comments already.
Yeah.
Hey, is that Perkins still for sale up there? I can help you buy it, Tiger. I can help you buy it if you want.
Shut down. It's an Elmer's.
How many times do you think Tiger's been up here? I heard he had
Secretly.
a place at Gazer.
I heard he went up to Stone Ridge, played up there. And
I heard a rumor about that too.
Stone Ridge. I like Stone Ridge.
I heard he went up. Yeah, I heard he went up to Shoshone and
hit a few
played
balls
9 up
around.
there. Yeah,
Just
yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
those guys would never play at a place like that.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I do that.
I think they would just.
There's a course
It would
around
just
here
feel
that I'm
awkward.
like,
It would just feel awkward.
I don't want to go play.
Like if Tiger showed up to Ponderosa, and tried to play 9 out there, it would just feel awkward.
Do you think he'd hit the course record?
I mean, it's probably.
I'm surprised you don't have the course record.
I'm not a great Pondy player. Just not. It's a hard course.
The ground's hard.
But Tiger's game would do well out there. I mean, because he's a good iron player.
Did you see? I saw a bit from him that back when he was in his heyday, like he was young, he would all of his irons. He only hit 80%.
Yeah, 80%. Yeah, makes sense.
And then certain shots, depending on the lie or the wind or whatever, depending if he has to go easier or harder.
Yeah,
But if he's just literally middle of the fairway, 150 out, he's going to hit his 8 iron at 80%.
yeah.
It'll go 150, 151, he said.
That's kind of the issue with McIlroy, is that he just tries to hit it as hard as he can every time. Not that he has issues. I mean,
And
he's an amazing
DeChambeau.
golfer. But Tiger could dial it back, DJ could do that too. JT when he's not shooting 83.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah, but
What's going on with Justin?
I don't
He's
know.
struggling.
I hope he's okay. I mean, if he wants to come on the show and kind of pick up his self-esteem, I mean, feel free.
Yeah, do you think you'd feel comfortable enough to give a guy like him pointers on his golf game?
No,
Here's one thing I noticed. Yeah.
no. He
right.
better not give me any pointers on the real estate market.
Top 5 running backs. Who do you have at number 5?
Oh man! See,
And remind everybody
kinda
of when
tough.
you started watching football. How old were you? What year was it?
Oh man, the earliest I can remember watching football was about 1998, 1999. I'm 31, and my dad was a Broncos fan, and my best friend's name was Brett, and so
Right when the Broncos were winning Super Bowls.
I was
again.
I was a Packers fan because my best friend's name was Brett, and I wanted to go against my dad's team.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't one of those kids that supported the dad's team. I went against them.
So how long have you?
and so it was like, I remember.
Maybe we should dive into that a
It's
little.
been a while. But those were the days of Terrell Davis. Shannon Sharp, yeah, but not running backs though. But Terrell Davis and those are the days of Barry Sanders had just retired. Who else was Jamal Lewis? Remember he was really good in the Ravens for a couple of years. Ricky Williams was around then.
Ricky was with Miami at the time.
Yep. I think so. Emmitt Smith was still around.
Yeah, he was with the Cardinals or was he with Dallas?
He was still at Dallas when I started watching. But then he was on the
did
Cardinals.
not look good in the
because I was a Cardinals fan. Well, I lived in Arizona, so I was kind of a Cardinals fan.
Seattle brought in a couple of guys. You remember we brought in Terrell
Sean
Owens.
Alexander.
We brought in Jerry Rice. Franco Harris back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
No one remembers that.
And then Deion Branch.
Deion Branch.
Yeah, Deion Branch.
Deion, former. He never did
Russell
anything with
Wilson?
us.
Gosh, man, I'm just kidding. Yeah. You remember it? Do you remember him? Anyway.
Vaguely.
We brought in Percy Harvin.
Yeah, Percy was
But
great for that Super Bowl.
So those were the running backs when I was playing, but wow.
So, yeah,
Tyreek
okay,
Hill's
so
the
you
best,
started
but,
watching in the
Tyreek
late-
Hill has an interesting list. I mean,
You started watching in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I started watching in the probably late 70s.
wow. I wasn't even a concept to the world at that point.
No. I mean, I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was crushing it when you were? I mean, what?
Back
Who was
then,
besides Largent?
back then they had Tony Dorsett, Franco Harris. Seattle had Kurt Warner.
Oh yeah.
We had a guy named Dan Dornick that would pick up first downs, first and Dan Dornick,
Top 5? Is he in your top 5?
Dan Dornick he should be a top 5 Seahawk. He was great.
Really?
He was really great back then. Kurt Warner was an outstanding running back out of Penn State.
Yeah.
Immediately with us.
Yeah.
He would run all over teams. I can remember in 1983, it was the 82 season. The Dolphins had gone to the Super Bowl the year prior. It was Dan Marino's rookie year. It's the only Super Bowl he ever went to. He never went back. But it was second year. We had beat the Broncos in the
Playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs. And wild card, sorry, that's what I was trying to think of. Wild card weekend. And then the next weekend we went into Miami, knocked off the defending AFC champions and Dan Marino in Miami, and Kurt Warner ran all over. Largent picked up some huge third down. Dave Craig was the quarterback. Chuck Knox was the coach. So, yeah, that was
Walter Payton?
Walter Payton
He was around in your day.
was around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was my dad's favorite running back. He loved Walter Payton. And I remember the Seahawks played Chicago in Walter Payton's last year. It was the last game. And he sat on the bench and cried, and Seattle won the game.
Wow.
And I remember him, the cameras just stayed on him.
Sounds kind of like Russell Wilson last year.
Yes, exactly. And there's always been this correlation that I've noticed with Walter Payton and the Seahawks, because I can remember we got Mike Holmgren. It's 1999.
Yeah.
And we're finally going to be on a Monday Night Football. It'd been forever because the Seahawks didn't win. And we're playing against Green Bay and Brett Favre and Mike Holmgren's former team.
Oh, yeah.
So I got off work early or even took the day off. I don't know. But I just wanted to watch all the stuff leading up to the game. And you know what happened? Walter Payton passed away that day.
That day?
That day. So all the focus went away from the game and what was going on. Holmgren coming back to Green Bay, all those things. And Walter Payton passed away.
Wow. Must have been an emotional game.
It was. It was very emotional. I can remember an emotional game in the household.
Yeah.
My dad was a Steelers fan. So it was Rocky Blyer's last game. So Rocky Blyer is an American hero. He served in the military, left to do his tour, and came back to the Steelers. So he played, left in the military, came back, I believe is how the story went. And then he was just like the Steelers' Dan Dornick, you know? Just a guy that pick up those tough yards, get the first downs, and just a crowd favorite.
Right,
and, And I can remember everyone was emotional. It was his last game as a Monday Night Football game, you know, back when Howard Cosell was calling games. And here we have Rocky Blyer and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so those are some of the running backs that were playing back then.
Those
you
are honorable mentions.
Eric Dickerson back then.
Honorable mentions. But let's get into your top five.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go a little deeper. And just for the record, you guys, we didn't do any preparation for this. We wanted to
there's no, we didn't come in with a script or anything. We got to go off the top of our head. So so if we miss somebody, it is what it is, right? But
yeah, and I would say, gosh, this is going to be really tough. This is going to be really tough just to remember names. Like just going back, like all the names I just remembered, I'm like, whoa, how did I do that? So thinking of running backs, like Marcus Allen, I would have to put number 5. And
Raiders?
Yeah, he was with the Raiders. Marcus Allen was a tremendous athlete. Smooth. He was like one of the first players that would jump over the top on the goal line, get the touchdown. So I'd have to bring a guy like Marcus Allen.
All right. Marcus Allen.
Marcus
at 5?
At number 5.
Okay.
At number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm going to put Emmitt Smith only out of respect because he has all the yards, but I think he played on a really good... So
you don't think that he deserves it based on...
I don't think he got those yards by not having talent.
Yeah.
But he did benefit from a really, really good team. A really good team.
Yeah.
Number 3...
That's going to be... I'm curious to see the feedback on that one because a lot of the guys didn't even put him in their top 5.
Yeah.
The running backs that have done theirs top 5 recently.
Number 3, I'm going to put Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson, number 3.
Who's number 4?
Well, I just said it. Didn't I?
No. Marcus Allen. You said Marcus Allen.
Emmitt
Smith.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith. Yeah. Emmitt Smith. Okay. Eric Dickerson.
Number 2, I'm going to put Bo Jackson.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to watch Bo Jackson play. He didn't get to play for very long, but I don't think that there was anybody more talented than that guy. You know, he didn't even lift weights, but he was stronger than most guys.
One of those guys.
He was faster than most guys. He was just natural ability. And the guy, he was fat. I mean, big and fast. Bo Jackson was something to watch. And
I mean, two-sport athlete.
I don't even have anybody in the modern era that I think is as good as some of those running backs were. Those guys were handed the ball all the time.
There was some great running backs in that era.
Yeah. Like, I think of a guy like, I want Tomlinson there. I think Tomlinson was great, right? I think he was a really good running back.
I don't have him in mind. I don't know.
But number one, I'm going to go with Barry Sanders because Barry Sanders was a magician. And he played on a awful team.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm going to change something.
I mean, we love the Lions now.
I'm going to change something. I'm going to take, gosh, I hate to do this, but I'm going to take Emmitt Smith out.
Man, that's brutal.
And I'm going to put in the juice. I got to put in
Walter Payton. Yeah,
the juice.
Man, Walter Payton. you got Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson over Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going strictly, I mean, we're not talking about guys that had a long career or the most yards. We're talking about
But that doesn't factor in, huh?
It has to. I almost did, but I didn't want to leave Walter off this list because he was the all-time leading rusher before Emmitt Smith broke it.
Yeah.
And Barry Sanders retired prior to breaking Peyton's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He retired.
Yeah. Yeah, Barry Sanders retired, had an 8-year career.
But I mean, I could put Emmitt Smith over Marcus Allen, but I just think Marcus Allen was a better athlete.
Yeah. Perfect. I didn't really get to see him play. I didn't really.
And everybody knows I hate the Cowboys, and it's hard to just throw a.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody knows that's. Yeah. Did that even happen? Did they even have? It's a dream, right? That they had a good team. Because it doesn't seem real anymore. You know?
I think that the Cowboys were washed up before you even started watching football.
They're an illusion to my generation.
So to you, the Cowboys suck.
Ever since
when I was growing up, they won Super Bowls in the 70s.
Yeah, after 98, 99, that's when I started watching. Ever since then, they haven't. I can't recall. The only memories I have of the Cowboys are Tony Romo fumbling and the Hawks winning.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Dak Prescott throwing interceptions.
I did watch some stats that Tony Romo was 10 times the quarterback that Troy Aikman was. And if you look at Troy Aikman's numbers, they weren't very good.
So you think a lot of the Cowboys players were just beneficiaries of a pretty good offensive line
and that offensive line. And I think that Jimmy Johnson was one of the best coaches of all time.
Yeah, that's probably a good debate. That's debatable. I think that could be up there. Okay, I like it.
You could say that, and I think Cowboy fans would probably argue this. When Barry Switzer came in, he also won a Super Bowl, and that team was riding high. All the same players. I don't know if he ran the same system and didn't change much. I don't know, but Barry Switzer was a successful coach at Oklahoma, I believe is where he was. And
maybe Alabama. Oh, no, Oklahoma. I think you're right.
It was Oklahoma, but so it's hard to say. Was it coaching? Was it the team put together? Was it just the players? It's hard to say, but we'd have to talk to a Cowboy fan that really understood
well, we'd have to talk to one that was around back then. Yeah. Because nobody now understands.
They might not be alive still.
It's getting, every year that goes on is getting a little closer to that.
So, that's my top 5. I got Marcus Allen, number 5.
Okay.
Walter Payton, 4. Eric Dickerson, 3. Bo Jackson, number 2. And number 1, without any question, Barry Sanders.
Barry. Okay. I like it.
And
let's get into it.
Yeah, let's hear your top 5.
I got number 5. This is going to be a little controversial. This is going to be a little controversial, I think, for some people, but I've got to put him up just because of the continual greatness year after year. Wasn't flashy in any way. Played a long time in the NFL. Frank Gore. I got to go Frank Gore. I mean, what is he, number 3 in all-time rushing?
Is he? Where's Frank Gore at? Can we bring up Frank Gore or the list of rushing yard running backs? Yeah, all-time rushing yards in the NFL.
I'm a little bit more of a stat guy. I think duration and if you're up on the top of that list, I mean, Frank Gore, number 3.
You were right.
Yeah, Frank Gore. But look at Barry Sanders. I mean, he only played like 8 years, and Frank Gore played like
Frank
19
Gore
years.
Passed up. Look, he has 60,000 even. And
He waited to retire for that, for sure. Okay, yeah, I got Frank Gore at 5, and then I've got at 4. I'm gonna go LaDainian Tomlinson. I've got to put him in there.
Well, yeah. See, these are your era guys.
Got to put him in there. Yeah. These are my era guys.
This is what makes it good.
And then number 3, I got to go Jim Brown.
Yeah, the late Jim Brown
just
passed away a few weeks.
Just one of the. Look at that. I mean, when did he was around?
See, and if you ask guys that were around, they say nobody's better than Jim Brown. But I never got to watch him play. I've only seen highlights.
Yeah. And then number 2 for me,
O.J. Simpson,
Barry Sanders. Not O.J. No. Barry Sanders at 2.
Wait a minute. Did I call Walter Payton the juice? He's not the juice. He's sweetness. O.J. Simpson's the juice. Yeah,
Cody Spencer's the juice.
So I apologize. Walter Payton's nickname is Sweetness. Excuse me.
I've got to go Corey Dillon at 1. I'm just kidding.
Corey Dillon. Hey, former UW guy. Former UW guy.
I got to go Emmitt Smith at 1.
Not Marshall Faulk.
No.
Emmitt Smith at number 1.
I mean, he's the leading rusher in the NFL of all time. Yeah, he probably had a great offensive line, but you can't fault him for.
Can we bring that list back up for just a quick second?
Just like saying Brady had great coach.
So let's talk about some of the names that we didn't call off. Adrian Peterson, Curtis, my favorite Martin.
I like Curtis Martin.
You put on. Jerome Bettis. I never cared for Jerome.
I like Curtis Martin. I loved him. Adrian Peterson, I don't know. I don't know.
Tony Dorsett, we mentioned him, but he's not on our list.
Dickerson.
Edgerrin James.
Falk, Edgerrin James. I feel like Edgerrin James is kind of like...
Where does Beast Mode? He's
got to be... He's got to be up there.
There's Ricky Waters,
based on
former
just talent,
Seahawk and Niner.
But he didn't really play it. He didn't have like a ton of rushing yards. He just made a ton of plays.
Sean Alexander in the top 25.
Because Marshawn Lynch wasn't like a 215-yard a game guy. He would just pound it for 100 yards every game.
I'm pretty sure that Marshawn
John Riggins.
10,000.
Who's John Riggins?
He played for the Washington Redskins back in the day. They won 2 Super Bowls.
See, I don't know.
With Joe Theismann.
Well, Sean McCoy is up there. Wark Dunn. I liked Wark Dunn. I like him now, too. You've heard kind of what he does
Taylor
now.
Was a good running back.
I like Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor was fast.
Dude, Jamal Lewis, he was a beast for a couple of years.
Steven Jackson was a beast, too.
You know who else was really good? Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes
was good, man. He was really good.
What about the Nigerian Nightmare? Do you remember him with the Chiefs?
Christian Okoye,
yeah.
I don't remember him at all.
The guy was 6'5", 6'4", 280 pounds or something. Watch this guy run. We have to put this on the thing. Do one when he's with the Chiefs.
That's probably closer.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. What is he wearing?
Dude, he's a monster.
What is he wearing? What kind of shoulder pads are those?
Shoulder pads. The Nigerian Nightmare.
What kind of shoulder pads are those? Are those even legal?
Yeah, this guy, I feared him. When we had to play, this
guy gave a lot of guys CTE.
Yeah, he did.
Jeez. Man,
but you know who knocked him out?
There's nothing like the 80s and 90s uniforms, man.
Steve Atwater knocked him out. He hit him so freaking hard.
Jeez. I think my top 5 is going to get. I hope it gets critiqued pretty good because I took some chances there.
I'm ready for it. You know, like we're not. This is our own.
We're
opinions.
not experts. Yeah, we're not.
No, we are experts, but it's our own opinion. Yeah. Speak for yourself.
So
over there,
let's get into. So let us know your thoughts on that. Tear us apart or give us praise, whatever you think's worthy.
Yeah, who do you think should be in our top 5?
Who did we leave out of our top 5s that you're just pissed about?
You're just spitting mad. I mean, you're spitting mad right now.
Just spitting mad. Maybe it was I don't know. What name some running backs? Sean Alexander. What about Sean Alexander?
I could never put Sean in. He was
Amon
a good
Green.
running
Remember
back,
Amon
but
Green?
I had no respect for Sean because he would slide down and
Yeah.
not put his shoulder down, take
Yeah.
a hit. I just didn't like
Not
that.
like Marshawn.
We went from that to
Marshawn.
beast mode.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
where's beast mode out on that list? He's got to be at 10,000
To
yards.
K9 to Kenneth Walker. K9. And Zach Culpepper.
Lawrence Phillips.
Larry Stengen. I was going to mention him.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. What is this? Like top 5 best college?
The top 5 worst.
Worst running backs of all time?
DJ Dozier. Michael Hendricks.
That's got to be a hard list to make. Because there's a lot of running backs that you never hear about.
There's those shoulder pads. You
How
can't
do
really
you
wear
hear about, how do you judge
Look at
the
those
worst
things.
running backs of all time? Because
back. Probably they were really good in college. They were a high
that guy's
draft
name
pick.
is Dick Leffridge.
Yeah. Sammy Smith.
Terry Miller doesn't even have a picture.
Dick Leffridge.
What happened to Terry Miller?
I don't
Sammy
think
Smith?
he even made the team.
That's brutal. Alonzo
Sammy?
Highsmith.
Sammy Smith? Is that the guy that played with the Redskins and had a Super Bowl record for rushing?
No. Oh, yeah. There's no way that was the same guy.
No, he played for the
Oh,
Redskins.
he had legal problems. He was convicted of 2 counts possession of distribution of cocaine.
Oh.
Spent 7 years in prison.
I don't like cocaine.
Longest yard?
I do not like
Longest
cocaine.
yard
I just like the smell of it.
Yeah. I've never seen or smelled it.
Yeah, I mean, neither.
But anyway,
So no, who bring up Super Bowl NFL record running back? That's the guy I was thinking of. Oh, rushing record running back in Super Bowl. What's this guy's name? Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith.
Yeah, Timmy Smith. He came out of nowhere.
I love that name.
Ran for 204 yards on Denver, and I don't remember the final score.
Timmy Smith. You remember the guy that had that one good game for the Patriots in like 2014? He had like 260 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And then he like said something about Bill Belichick or something happened. He never played again.
Oh. So Marshawn had 102 yards in the Super Bowl that we lost to New England, and he could have had 103 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jeez.
And
See,
we
look at
won.
Emmitt Smith. He's on that list twice.
Well, he's been to multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah. Michael Pittman. I forgot about him.
See, Marcus Allen was number 1, and there's your guy, John Riggins. See, he's number 3.
Oh, there's Riggs.
If you go back up to the number,
Frank Gore's on there too.
yeah, he ran for 166 yards against Miami.
Terrell Davis, he was a monster for a couple years with the Broncos.
Yeah, Terrell has some years. Franco has some years.
Not
Larry
only was he,
Zonka,
not only
on
was
the
he a family
undefeated-
member, but I'm just
Larry Zonka played on the undefeated Miami Dolphin team.
yeah. Timmy Smith, Thomas
Thurman
Jones,
Thomas was a stud for Buffalo. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Dominic Rhodes. Talk about guys you never talk about. He was in the Super Bowl, 2007. I mean,
Well,
Colts
do you
running back?
remember Seattle Super Bowl that we did lose to the Patriots? Remember we had that wide receiver from the Canadian Football League who just went off. That he caught a touchdown. He was like 6'5".
No,
I can't remember his name.
no.
But if we'd have won the game, he'd have been one of the top guys in offensively for us.
Yeah, crazy.
You'd be like,
man.
who's that guy?
Well, let's get into the top defenses of all time.
Yeah, this is one that I was excited to talk about because this is probably going to create the most,
Yeah, the most buzz. Yeah,
the most buzz.
yeah.
So top NFL defense. We're going to go with top 5 NFL defenses, and so for me, let's see. I got to think about this to make sure I'm right. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steel Curtain Steelers. Probably one of their 70s Super Bowl
76?
wins. I think it was.
76.
Yeah, it was one of those years. They were really, really good. You could go on and on about all the studs that were on their defense. So I'm gonna put them at number 5. They're called they were the Steel Curtain back then. Number 4, I'm going to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2002 team.
That was
2001.
with John Lynch and
Warren Sapp.
Warren
and
Sapp.
Brooks.
What's the twin? The running back, and then his twin brother was the cornerback. Tiki Barber's Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber.
Yeah, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks.
Oh, and then they had the defensive end that with the long arms. Just what was his name?
Man, I don't know.
Who was the defensive end on that Tampa Bay Bucks team?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
No,
seems like he's been in the league for 30 years. So
no, put
that was
that team.
Oh, they had Ed. Oh no, it was the Ravens.
2002. Who was their? Put the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive ends. Who were they? I got to try to remember that guy's name. He was a stud. He had a lot of sacks.
Can't remember.
Disruptive.
Derek Brooks, Simeon Rice.
Simeon Rice.
Oh, yeah. How did we forget Simeon Rice?
Yeah, that guy was a stud.
Dexter or something.
So number three, I'm going to put the Ravens with
2000 Ravens.
Yeah, 2000 Ravens.
With Ray Lewis
and who was
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed and
They had so many
Saragusa.
Oh man, they were so good.
They were good.
Who else did they have? They had they just had a bunch of guys. That was a team that had
Let's see who they
Jamal
have.
Lewis.
Let's see who else they have on this.
Shannon Sharp was on that team.
Yep, Shannon Sharp, and then Trent Dilfer, their quarterback.
Yeah, Dilf. Go up. Adalius Thomas, Cedric Woodard, Chris. That was
their
Travis
draft.
Taylor. That was their draft. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for their defense.
Yeah, because they had some other guys besides that on there that they're just not ringing a bell. Oh, there's a guy who played locally against the Ravens in that Super Bowl. He played for the Giants. He played at University of Idaho.
Oh, Chris McAllister. I remember him. Chris McAllister. Rod Woodson.
Phillips.
Rod Woodson.
Anyway, there's a local guy. His last name is Phillips. He played for the Giants. He played at U of I, but he was on that losing Giants team.
Okay.
Played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was a great defense.
Yeah, they had a good team. So number two, I'm going to put in the 2013 Seattle Seahawks.
At number two?
Number two.
Okay. Why are they ahead of the Ravens in 2000?
Because for many reasons, the Ravens didn't shut down the number one all-time offense ever with Peyton Manning that the Broncos brought into that Super Bowl.
Yeah, true.
They were the number one offense of all time, and we shut them out, held them to 8 points.
Yeah, true.
43-8 was the final of that game. Not just that, the Seahawks, for that year and 3 other years, led the NFL in 4 straight seasons and least amount of points allowed per game. And no other NFL defense has done that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put them number two. And then number one, I think without a doubt, was probably the most dominant defense that we will ever see for many reasons, because their coaches were tough.
Yeah.
Their defense was tough. But the 85 Bears. And
I like it.
But the only thing that is the biggest crime that has been ever committed in football was handing the ball off to the refrigerator Perry and giving him a touchdown instead of Walter Payton, who is an icon with Chicago. They didn't give him the ball, and it's
just like Marshawn.
Shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least they won the game, and they beat the Patriots, too.
That's true.
They beat the Patriots in that game.
They did. No, they beat the Giants.
Bring up
Oh, no, the Giants are NFC.
the 85 Bears defensive team, and let's see. I bet you they have so many guys wearing yellow
They have
jackets.
that guy, the guy that was the coach for the Niners for a couple years.
Yeah.
Mike Singletary.
Mike Singletary's
Yeah,
eyes were
Mike
always, like,
Singletary. Yeah.
bugging out. Michael Singletary.
Leslie Frazier.
Wilbur Marshall.
Leslie Frazier.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Bills DC.
Yeah.
Or was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
William the Refrigerator Perry. Dan Hampton was the other defensive end. They had Willie Gault there. He was the fastest guy in the NFL at that time.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the 76 Steelers that was the team that had
Mean Joe Green. Jack
yeah.
Ham, Jack
Yeah.
Lambert. Oh, gosh. Go on and on.
Yeah. Let's see the list again.
Okay, let's see.
What's the final? Sean's list. Okay, so you got the Steel Curtain, Tampa Bay Bucks, Ravens, Seahawks. That's a pretty good list.
I think it's a good list.
It's a pretty good list. And everybody knows that I'm not really a defensive guy. So
Yeah.
This was kind of tough, you know.
Yeah. Especially winging it.
Is there such a thing as a great defense anymore? Do you think we're creating that? We're creating that in Seattle. We don't have that yet. Obviously, we didn't have a great. We have a lot of holes, gaps last year. But
I would say the best defense right now, hands down, is the Niners. I think the Niners have the best defense in all of football now.
They still aren't the same as like those defenses back then. You know,
no, they aren't. In fact, I don't think that. When Tampa Bay won, let's go back to Tampa Bay. They had a team that could barely put up any points with Dilfer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you take a 49er team that lost their top two quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And they're playing against Philadelphia. Well, where was their defense?
Yeah.
Their defense didn't shut down Philly. Philly dominated them after that.
Yeah.
But you go back and look at how many... I bet you the Buccaneers allowed, maybe 12 to 14 points a game, and their offense would score, 11 to 15 points. And we should look at that.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
But that team, I can remember they were like, man, can we just get to the sideline and get a drink of water? Can you get just one first down so we can get a drink of water?
Yeah.
That was they would.
Yeah.
They made fun of their own offense, and they still won a Super Bowl that year.
They did. Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah. Yeah, the offense doesn't even deserve it really. But
yeah, bring up.
I'm gonna go a little different just because I have to. What are you gonna look at?
I wanted to see how many points that the Tampa Bay, the 2000 or 2002?
2002
2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers allowed. I can't remember that.
points per game.
Points per game.
Allowed points per game.
12.3.
Yep, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. So, that's really good. So that's right there with the 85 Bears who allowed 12 points. Seattle's defense allowed 14 points.
Yep.
How many points did the offense score per game? See, 12.4.
2002 Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh my god, if I could spell. And then you wanted what? Sorry?
Points per game scored.
Points per game scored. Oh, man. Oh, no, it was allowed. That's allowed.
Points per game offensively average.
21.
Is it there?
It says it on the bottom right there under that one. 21.6 points per game. 18th of 32.
Yeah. I mean, that's barely beating teams.
Yeah. And then for 3, I'm going to go the Ravens on that one. I'm going to go the Ravens.
Okay. I mean, we're splitting hairs here, to be honest.
And then I'm going to put 2. I'm going to put Steel Curtain at 2. I mean, they have all these defenses have nicknames, except the Ravens and the Bucks. I don't know if they had nicknames. But, that's just an iconic, legendary team with great players on it that you can still name. That's how that's how you know a great defense, And I'm going to go Bears. Of course, Bears number 1.
Mm-hmm. Bears number 1.
I mean, they just had it. They
lost one game that year.
Yeah,
and it was in Miami.
And they didn't have. They had Jim McMahon at quarterback. It wasn't great.
Jim McMahon.
No, Seahawks had Russell Wilson, who also wasn't great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and he was his second year when they won too. He wasn't like.
They just made some plays.
We had Percy Harvin returning kicks. Doing those.
Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse.
Yeah, we had some guys. So
we did.
That was our whole team. Think about it. All those guys were drafted or undrafted.
Yeah,
Marshawn came in a trade. With Buffalo, but those guys just came in and they bought in. They were all on the same page. Mm-hmm. And I would love to talk to teams that have won and just say, like, what was it? I bet you they'd say it's the camaraderie.
They just had and it feels like the Hawks are getting that again.
It does feel like that.
I saw a thing on the top 100 players in the NFL today, and they had Sauce Gardner at 16 and Tariq Woolen at 86.
Yeah,
like they are not 60 spots apart.
People are saying Sauce is the real deal.
Well, they're both the real deal. I mean, it's not a knock on Sauce.
Tariq's not getting
It's not a
any of the
knock on
love
Sauce.
that Sauce is getting.
It's not a knock on Sauce. He's amazing.
But think about it.
But he's in
in
New
a
York.
large.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers now.
Yeah.
That's all they talk about is the Jets. Yeah. What teams did we leave out of there? Let us know what you think. I mean, we both
Yeah,
picked the
there's-
same top 5, different order, but what teams, what legendary defenses did we leave out of our
You
top
know,
5?
the Saints had a good defense when they won in 09.
They had a good defense.
Yeah.
Patriots had some good defenses. Mm-hmm. The Steelers had some good defenses with Troy Polamalu.
Yep.
Man, who else had some good defenses?
The Rams-
Giants had
the
some good
Rams had a good
defenses.
defense
86,
a couple years
87 with
ago.
Bill Belichick. Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. And the Rams a couple years ago.
The Rams, they weren't, but I don't think they were.
They weren't like
They
dominant,
weren't-
but they had Aaron Donald. You know,
Yeah.
that guy was
Maybe had one of the
absolute-
best of all time, but not dominant. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Eagles had some good defenses. I'm glad they brought that up because you remember they had Reggie White.
Yep.
And then they had an interior guy who Brown. His last name was something Brown.
Jerome Brown.
Jerome Brown.
Jerome
He
Brown,
died in
yeah.
a car accident.
Yeah. You know how I knew that? 'Cause I saw it right there, right when you said it.
Did you? Okay.
Mike Pitts, Seth Joyner,
Yeah.
Andre Waters,
They had some really good defense back then.
Randall Cunningham.
But they did not get to the dance. They didn't get to the
What
big
about the
game.
Dolphins when they went 16-0? They just were
Well,
a
I
good
mean,
team.
we didn't talk about that. I that was 1972. I wasn't watching football then. So, well, neither
Yeah.
I was in fact I was just an infant. I was just born.
I was just something in thin air that, yeah. I don't know.
You were still in your never mind.
Yeah. The Chiefs.
The chefs. The chefs. Yeah.
Can you even have a dominant defense anymore with the way offenses are evolving? The Jets are going to be pretty good this year
I
on
mean,
defense.
we could go. Let's go back to our lists, okay? Because we didn't really talk about that. You know, right now,
Seahawks were really the last great
prolifically,
defense.
like if you go back and you looked at just the Super Bowl victories, right? Who did Tampa beat? They beat the Raiders, who did have a really good offense coming in that game.
Did they beat the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Gannon. Remember Coach flipped spots? Mm-hmm. He left the Raiders and went to Tampa.
Yeah, that's right.
Won the game. And then
Seahawks beat the Broncos, which is a
beat
high-powered
the
offense.
number one offense of all time. They beat.
Yeah.
Ravens. Who did they beat? The Giants. The Giants kind of
yeah.
squeaked
They
in
were-
there.
They were an odd team kind of in there.
They weren't like the top team to get
Steel
in there.
curtain. Who knows?
Bears beat a Patriots team that was on the road for the entire playoffs and won all the way through from the wild card on to get into the Super
Wow.
Bowl.
Wow.
And so that was they didn't even
So by
compete.
far, the Seahawks had the most impressive offensive win or defensive Super Bowl performance.
Other than Tampa played a really good Raiders team.
Yeah, true.
That
Yeah, they had
could
Tim
put
Brown.
points up. Yeah.
Tim Brown.
And let's not forget the Steel Curtain beat the Cowboys twice in Super Bowls, I believe. We'd have to go back and look, but I think that they beat the Cowboys
See,
twice. who
how
always had
are the
good-
Hawks not even on that? No, this was 2012, so this was before the Hawks. This is written before the Hawks.
Yeah. 1 year prior. That's probably why they couldn't put them on. They didn't want
That was last year. Or this year.
Yeah.
2015 Broncos, 2013 Seahawks. You can't even mention those two in the same breath.
Is this top what? Top how many? Top 10.
10.
So at number 10, they have
I don't know if that's the order.
Denver Broncos, 2015.
I don't know if that's performance in the Super Bowl
Seattle Seahawks,
or how is that not?
Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Giants, 1960.
Jeez.
Then the 85
1990. 1990.
Bears. Oh, 90.
Jeez.
75 Steelers,
The Dolphins.
72 Dolphins.
The Cowboys.
71 Cowboys.
The Vikings.
69. These aren't in order. There's no way because anybody in their right mind would not pick
Yeah.
the Bears number one.
Logical order.
I don't know what that means. Forgot. I'm just kidding.
Are they in chronological?
They are.
Yeah.
Well, let
they're
us know what you think. Who did we leave out of our top 5? I think we got some good stuff to talk about. So,
Well, that's the Cowboys did have some good defenses back in the 90s. I'm sure we'll have some
Yeah.
people like, why didn't you ever say anything good about the Cowboys?
just a bitter pass.
just forgot.
Just a bitter pass.
We
But the
just
Hawks
forgot.
were really the last best defense. I mean, it's hard to have
they
a
had the
great.
2015 Denver Broncos.
Denver's
on there.
were good, but they weren't. They weren't as good as the Legion
Well,
of Boom, though.
let's put that into perspective
Yeah.
because we could throw them in as an honorary mention because Peyton couldn't even throw an out to the running back.
Yeah, they
he
had
had
Brock
no arm
Osweiler.
strength.
Brock Osweiler quarterbacked that team for a little bit.
Well, after Peyton Manning, but
Yeah.
remember Peyton could barely even throw the ball, and
Yeah.
they beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl against what's his name?
Cam Newton.
Cam
Yeah.
Newton. Remember he didn't go after that fumble. He went, ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
He got scared.
They had Champ Bailey. They had Von Miller.
Von Miller. He was so dominant off the edge.
They had so many guys that year that were
Yeah.
super good.
Did they have that Chubb guy too? Was he there? Was he like a rookie
Dawkins?
that
They had
year?
Brian Dawkins.
Brian Dawkins came play with Denver. I
He
thought
was on
with
Denver for
Philly.
like the last 2 years of his career.
Oh,
Yeah, because I love Dawkins. Yeah.
to me the best,
That defense when they had Tebow as our quarterback,
better
yeah.
than Von Miller on Denver's all-time defensive list. Steve Atwater,
He's a great player.
dude.
Great player.
Atwater was scary.
Great player. Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
him. It was in the Super
John
Bowl.
Lynch. John Lynch
It
was,
was
on
in the
Broncos.
Super Bowl against, I believe, Green Bay.
Yeah.
He went up and hit the wide receiver so hard he knocked out the wide receiver and himself.
Yeah.
They both laid there motionless. And guess
Shannon
what? They
Sharp,
came back
baby.
in and finished the game. Both of them.
John Lynch, he was great.
Lynch was good. Bill Romanowski.
Tom Jackson.
Dirtiest player ever, Bill Romanowski. Tell me I'm wrong.
Love Bill Romanowski.
Dude, tell me I'm wrong. Who was dirtier than Bill Romanowski? No one.
Ndamukong Suh.
You think he dirtier than...
I don't know. I wasn't around back then, so
But
I don't
Sue
know.
didn't really play on any teams that mattered until he
Yeah.
got traded to the Rams and
Yeah.
won a Super Bowl with
Yeah.
Aaron Donald.
Well, we got to get this thing kind of wrapped up. I think we're well
Did
over an
you,
hour at this point.
Did you bring a Bible verse today?
No, I did not. I did not.
Well, let's just go to the verse of the day. I'm not getting any service over here. We're on the... Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is Matthew 6:33. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So I'm sure maybe we can kind of talk with their...
That's a great one. It's a great one. I mean, all of these things that we chase after in life, money, whatever, they're not bad things in any way. They're not bad things to have material possessions and all that, but I think when I think of that verse, I think of no matter how much of those you have, you can't really replace the feeling that God's love gives you. And no matter how much you have of those things, or how much you don't have of those things, God is the only thing that can satisfy our soul.
Yeah, I think that's where God knows our heart, right? He gives us things, but that they come from Him, and it's a blessing, and all those things. But they're just things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Although He wants us to have a good time while we're here.
He wants us to have. I mean, he it's probably somewhat irrelevant. He wants us to have a prosperous and good life, but anything can be good or bad it's whenever we give it. Whenever we make it.
I like to think
Not
all the-
anything. Anything materialistic could be good or bad.
Yeah,
Depending on how we make it. There's sins out there, obviously, that are bad no matter what. We can't spin it into a positive.
well, I love
But,
having a boat, but who was
Yeah,
the
which is great.
first
But
guy
it could
to
be-
create a boat was
Yeah.
God. He
Yeah.
had Noah build a big old...
Was that the first boat ever? Or just the
I
first?
don't know.
It was the first cruise line ship.
Well, it wasn't Jesus. Jesus was out fishing.
Definitely the first cruiser.
Jesus was
cruise
out
line.
fishing on a boat.
Yeah. Yeah. But Noah was well before Jesus. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there was maybe like a boat back then. But that was the first cruise ship.
Yeah. Think they just sat on logs?
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe canoed it.
Canoed it?
But I wonder what God's top 5 defenses are.
He only God knows.
If you know, yeah, only he knows.
Only he knows.
You know,
You
only
think
he
he'll say
knows.
we'll talk about this stuff when we get to heaven? God,
man.
who's your favorite defensive
Who's
all time?
who's your top 5?
He'll be like, I love all my children equally. I don't have any favorites.
You like the Danger Witch?
Yeah.
God, you like the Danger Witch?
He didn't. He spit it out. Spit it out.
Oh man, that didn't even touch heaven. That sandwich.
No.
Went straight down to you know where.
Yeah, it's a toasted
To you know who.
sandwich now. It's not a fresh dough. It's toasted.
Oh man, I bet you Gino's one of. I mean, he's probably up there with. I mean, Tim is definitely God's number one.
Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, favorite quarterback. But I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Was Tebow even really a quarterback?
Hey, he was what he was. He was out there lining up his
He is a
cue.
great speaker, though.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of his clips. I follow him. He
He's
just
great.
does a great job.
he's great. Kurt Warner's probably a close second. You know,
Oh, which Kurt Warner?
God's top 5.
Which Kurt Warner?
Oh, the older one, the
The one
quarterback.
Oh
Quarterback.
no, but you know the one that played on the Seahawks is a pastor in the Seattle
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So probably close 2,
I think
3.
he likes Kurt Warner from the
Yeah,
Seahawks better. Although
Randall Cunningham is a pastor now too. No one would have thought that.
Yeah, he was doing that stuff when he was
So
playing.
he's probably up there too.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham.
Russell Wilson used to be one of God's favorite quarterbacks.
That was there's Romanowski hitting the crap out of the.
I'm
Falcons
just kidding.
quarterback in that Super Bowl.
As much crap as we give Russ, I really do like Russ. So,
See, dirtiest player,
oh, jeez.
Romanowski, guaranteed.
Oh, is that who was that? Jake Delhomme? Is that Jake Delhomme?
Could have been
Who's that? Who's that?
Tom Brady.
Oh gosh,
Number
that's this
12?
year. No way,
12?
no, that's not Tom Brady.
I know it is.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
Oh, Brad Johnson.
It could have been Brad
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Well, thank you
hey,
guys.
That was a great show.
It was a good show.
Your list is good.
Our lists are good, but let's see what you guys think,
yeah,
and we'll come back and we'll talk about it next week. Too.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then tell us your list. We'll bring it up. Whoever has a better list, we'll bring it up on the show. We'll
Yeah.
name drop you, and we'll do whatever we can.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right,
Let's
well,
wrap
that's
it up.
the show. There it is.
Boom.
That's section 225. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.